Motoprimo, the best place to buy a Ducati here in Minnesota. Today we're here to talk about the Ducati Multistradas and the Multistrada family. First up, you have the Multistrada 950 sitting right in front of us here. This bike is the perfect blend of power, size, comfort, and capability. If you're looking for a middle range adventure bike, touring bike, sporty bike, look no further. We've got a motor just under 950 cc, making well over 100 horsepower, over 70 foot-pounds of torque. We have a fully adjustable front suspension, fully adjustable rear suspension, Brembo brakes, Ducati safety pack, ABS, traction control, ride modes. Nice things about this bike, they borrow front end components from the Multistrada 1200, rear end components from the Multistrada Enduro, and then a little bit of unique components to make up this bike. You run a 19-inch front wheel. Benefit of that is it gives you off-road tire options. If you wanted to run a 50-50 tire or a 60-40 tire to do a little bit of off-road riding, you can do that. Moving on, up next in the ranks is the Multistrada 1200. With this bike, significant improvements. You get a lot more machine. We're talking a 1200 motor, 160 horsepower. Most folks won't know what to do with that, myself included. You've got a DVT engine, variable valve timing, makes tons of torque, 100 foot-pounds of torque. With this bike, additional upgrades you get, you go to a more full electronic suite. That means you have ABS, traction control, cornering ABS, wheelie control. You have LED lighting, fully adjustable suspension. Check out the display here. Everything is controlled here right from the dash. You've got switch gear on the left to do your ride modes, your cruise control. Now this bike is for the guy who wants the extra power. If you're doing some long distance stuff, a lot of freeway riding, set that cruise control, eat up the miles. You've got a 5.3 gallon tank, you'll get, dang close to 50 to the gallon on the highway. Moving on, we've got the Multistrada 1200S, upgrade from the standard version. With this bike, same great package, same great engine, all the power and torque in the world. Electronics are there as well, the same electronic suite with the wheelie control, the ride-by-wire, cruise control. With this bike, you have an upgraded dash, TFT color display. We can show you that fully electronic suspension that's controlled by the switch gear on the left, super easy to change. You get upgraded Brembo brakes with bigger rotors. Full LED lighting on this bike, front and rear. Signal lights built into the handguards. It's a nice feature, very, very visible. Excellent looking machine. This machine is for the guy who wants it all. All the tech, the nice display, the electronic suspension, and don't forget the power, tons of power. Moving on to the Enduro. This bike is drastically different than the other machines. As you can probably tell, this one's set up to do a lot more rigorous off-road stuff. You can see that in the wheel and tire package chosen. Additional ground clearance, over 1 inch of additional suspension travel in the rear and in the front. Brembo brakes, 320mm rotors, excellent stopping power on the road and in the gravel. This bike also runs a 19-inch front tire, necessary to, again, choose between off-road tires or on-road tires. Now these bikes, as you can tell, are quite a bit bigger. They look bigger, they are bigger. However, you have an 8-gallon tank on this machine. 8 gallons. If you're cruising on the freeway at 70 miles an hour, you probably could squeak out 400 miles. With this bike, you've got a different rear subframe, different packaging. They get rid of that single-sided swing arm. You need the reinforcements. You gotta have a strong swing arm when you're doing off-road stuff. Very small packaged exhaust. Benefit of that is guys like to run big panniers back here, so that does not take up any space or cut out any room out of the side bags here. Dashboard for a second. Got a full color TFT display. All your information laid out right there in front of you. ABS readings, traction control, wheelie control. This little helmet here tells you what the suspension setting is at. Go into that real quick. You got all these options. Keep in mind you can go into each one of these and change them individually as well. Back out. Got all the display here that you can scroll through. Trip readouts, fuel mileage readouts, tachometer, gear indicator, heated grip indicator, all kinds of stuff displayed here for you. S models are also feature Bluetooth and multimedia systems. Connect with your phone and you can operate everything from the dash here. Well, that's it for you. That's the whole Multistrada family. Whether it's the 950, the 1200, or the Enduro, there is definitely something here that's going to suit your needs. Stop into Motoprimo today. Come check these out in person and come take it for a test ride.